Hello and welcome to this lesson on reference lines. Reference lines can be added to many different chart types such as a bar, a line, combo or scatter charts. We will look at how to add simple reference lines but also the restrictions you can face. We will then learn the basics of how to make your reference line expressions more dynamic. Let's start by adding some simple reference lines. Here we can see a bar chart showing sales by category, with the categories ordered alphabetically. We have a requirement to add a reference line at 2.36 million, the average sales value across all bars. To do this, if we edit the sheet and in the chart properties navigate to the add-ons section, we can then expand reference lines and add a new reference line. If we set the label to target, colour to green, and the reference line expression to 2.36 million, a reference line is added to our chart. Whilst this can be very useful, a problem exists when we start to make selections because the reference lines are not dynamic and will move off the chart. Since we know we have 7 categories, we could modify the reference line expression to be dynamic using the expression sum order line amount divided by 7 to find the average. Whilst this works for 2019 and shows a reference line at a new average sales value of 404,000, it doesn't work for all years because there could be less categories in previous years. What we must do is calculate how many categories are available for the selections that are made by counting the possible values for the category name field. We can do this by using the field function getPossibleCount for the category name field. This returns the number of white values if no field selections are made, or the number of green values if selections are made. If we now change the reference line expression to sum order line amount divided by getPossibleCount category name, the reference line is now dynamic and changes with selections. Here we are using the getPossibleCount field function, but it's also useful to know that others exist too, such as getAlternateCount, which returns a count of the field's alternate values, the light greys, getExcludedCount, which returns the count of the field's excluded values, the dark greys, and getSelectedCount, which returns the count of the field's selected values, the greens. That brings us to the end of this lesson on reference lines. In the next lesson, we'll be looking at adding and configuring pie charts. But for now, it's time for you to try the activities and create some reference lines.
You can stay up to date with all of our content by subscribing to our YouTube channel or following us on social media. If you'd like to see more from this course, then head over to Websy.academy, where you'll find our full set of training courses complete with hands-on activities and much more.